Good morning, NorthRanger here with another free-to-play game. This is Path of Exile, which a lot of people consider to be possibly the best free-to-play game available today. I'm going to have to agree. Matter of fact, if you haven't played this game and you're at all interested in the genre, go get the download started now. I'll wait. Go ahead, go do it.
They exile me to the land of the damned, to reclassed. I know now that
Okay, so you got that started? Okay, good. So, Path of Exile was released 23 October 2013, so it's been around for a while. The development team, as far as I can tell, is just outstanding. They just had a major expansion launch called Atlas of Worlds. Came out September 3rd, 2016, also entirely free. It adds more in-game content and structured some of the existing in-game content. For now, we're just getting started in the newbie area here. Movement and inventory system will be very familiar if you're familiar with Diablo. You know, you click to move, pick up items, click and drag to move them in your inventory. Spells and abilities, you pick them up, and if you're familiar with, other games of this genre, it'll be familiar again. You grab them, stick them into a slot of one of your items, and then you get that ability. You can rearrange them down there on the bottom right. So right now I've got my special ability, the Glacial Hammer, on right click. I find it to be pretty handy. I mean, left click is your move and your default attack, as you would probably expect. And right click being your second most used attack is usually a good idea. The health system will be immediately familiar to you. It's, the red pool on the left of your screen. What might not be familiar is the potions. I used one just there, and by default they're on the 1 to 5 keys. When you kill enemies, you actually fill up your vials. So killing those enemies, I refilled part of what I had used to heal myself there. So in this way, you don't have to constantly be running around picking up new potions, fumbling them around in your inventory, putting them into your quick slots every 5 minutes. It would get tedious. So all you'll do is find new vials that hold more charges and heal you more, and you just swap them out, and you can have up to 5 on your belt there. So in terms of combat mechanics, it's pretty advantageous to try to break contact with some of your enemies, especially when you're first starting out and you're not really armored. You can just run out of people's attacks and do pretty well. Other options, of course, getting shields, getting other items that allow you to block. Blocking is done automatically. It's sort of just a calculation when somebody attacks you. There are abilities that you can get that will trigger when you block an attack. As you can see there, the chance to block with the shield, as well as the amount of armor that it automatically gives you. This one's not wonderful. It's one of the newbie areas. You don't expect it to be great, but it is going to make a big difference when you're first starting out. If you don't know what you're after, pick up everything. I mean, I'm going for heavier armor and melee weapons with this guy. He's a Templar. As far as I can tell, it's a combination of strength and intelligence, so he's going to have fairly decent melee combat abilities, but he's also going to have limited magic. I'm probably going to focus on melee abilities with this guy, but the beauty of this game is you can shape them however you please. If you look at this, this is a very small section of the skill tree. I'm going to go for mana regen and life for now. That's probably going to be the most useful for me since I'm going to be melee fighting people for the next little while. In terms of enemy variety, there are several enemies that you'll find that are just clearly like redrawn versions of previous ones, like it'll be a palette swap almost. But the palette swaps aren't identical either. There's going to be weird little tweaks that they do to them, like those little, I believe they're sand spitters there. There's other versions of them around, and one version of them that we're going to encounter later on in this video actually has two forms. So they'll start off as something different, and then they mutate into those after you think that you've killed them the first time. So they do some pretty interesting things with their enemies. There's things like that will essentially just morph into a different form, and there's also enemies that can raise the dead. So if you kill a group of enemies, there's necromancers who might be able to just keep reviving them. So we're fighting the first little mini-boss here. This is Hillock. Obviously he's a giant. I'm just going to wail on him with Glacial Hammer as best I can. It misses a lot, I find. As far as I can tell, that depends on the item type mostly. Some items will give you better accuracy with them, like swords and daggers, I believe, are a lot more accurate than the mace type weapon that I started off with this character. So my skill gem just leveled up from that. Glacial Hammer, you can increase it up here in the corner once it does. They level up with you as you play. Any skill gem that you have equipped will do that. I believe it doesn't depend on use either, so even if you just have an empty slot and one of your pieces of equipment, and you have an extra skill gem that you're not even going to use, throw it on anyway. It'll level up as you play, and then it'll be worth even more if you do decide to get rid of it later. This is the first little town here, Lionel's Watch. And killing Hillock there is the first quest of the game. Quest rewards, generally, when you talk to the person that you need to complete it, you'll get this screen, and you usually have an option of a few different items that you can take. I'm going to take probably the lightning one. It's a good AoE attack, and as a solo player, it's definitely something I'm going to need. In terms of loot, the different colored items, not sure if you noticed, but it will display kind of their quality, their rarity. Anything that is enchanted like that, you need to use a Scroll of Wisdom to identify it, so then you can see what enchantment, well, I don't think they call it enchantment, but it's magical properties, and you can see what it does for the item. So this one, I'm probably going to switch to this glass shank, because it's definitely better than my starting club. The only issue is that by doing that, I now don't have a blue skill gem slot on any of my equipment, so I'm not going to be able to use that lightning AoE yet, but I do still have Glacial Hammer, because I can just move it to one of the other red slots on any of my other equipment, and still be able to use it. So we're going to have to get by with just that for now. Hopefully in the next little area I'll be able to find an item that has the blue skill gem slots in it, so I can re-equip that spell. So we're in the area for the second quest now. We're looking for a tidal island, and oh, yeah, immediately I realized that I have fucked up. So yeah, even though I still have Glacial Hammer, it's not working. Yeah, I can't use it. I'm gonna have to check it out here. Requires mace or staff. Ah, fuck. Alright, so since I switched to the shank, even though I still have it equipped, I can't use it anymore. I'm going to leave it equipped anyway because it's, still going to level up with me, as I was saying. But yeah, I'm going to be stuck to just basic attacks for this whole area unless I find something good that's going to let me equip that. So something with a blue slot. So these interactable these interactable props, sometimes they'll drop items, weapons for you. Yeah, that one just spilled his intestines all over the ground, but oh, shit. So now I'm getting a group of enemies after me. It would have been useful to have that AoE for these people, but this glass shank is pretty good, so I'm handling them okay with the shield. Oh, yeah, somebody launching flame pots at me. Quickly finish these guys. No, again, nothing. Oh, that's not good. Oh, that's really not... Oh, I really fucked up, guys. Alright, still don't have an AoE attack. I got basic attack, shitty little glass shank, and a shield, and holy fuck. Alright, well, that's a dead end. I got all these guys chasing me, and there's a mini-boss there with, like, an area of effect fire attack. Alright, well, see if I can survive this. Basically try to separate everybody off as best I can. Yeah, they're still coming anyway. Stab everybody to death, and I don't know what I'm gonna do about the mini boss. I don't know if I can even avoid her or what. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to try to kill her, but gotta be cautious about this. Let's see. Yeah, kill the little bugs out here. I think she chases you to a certain point outside of where she spawns, so if I don't get too close, I shouldn't have her on my ass anytime soon. There's another plate vest. This one's better than what we got, so switch it out on the fly. Still, yeah, still not great, but hey, every little bit helps. Oh, she's right there. Holy shit. Almost dead again. I'll try to kite all these people away and take them out one by one, maybe. Oh, an iron hat. There we go. That'll help me. There isn't actually limb-based damage or anything as far as I know. It's just, you know, your armor total goes towards any time you get hit. So having a helmet or iron hat that this is being called on isn't going to protect me anymore from those overhead attacks. If I can stab these guys, yeah, she's gonna keep hitting me with that shit. So I'm gonna have to try to get in close to her, see if it makes her stop doing this. Maybe it'll make her start melee fighting me. Oh, it does. Oh, okay, yeah. If I can keep her up close, get rid of anything else nearby, I should be able to do this just fine. I got all out of one health potion, most of another one left. And what's she at? Yeah, 3/4 health. Yeah, this should be fine. Yeah, she's still doing it too. Setting me on fire, so I'm taking damage over time. And just run away, run away. Stab, run away, stab, run away. Oh, there we go. Well, that's fucking charming. What do we got? Portal scroll. Okay, well. Oh, another plate vest. Portal scrolls, I don't really use them very often because by the time I get to a point that I want to go back to town, I usually find a waypoint anyway. Let's see what this vest is like. Strength and armor. So, okay, yeah, it's still got a red slot. We can just stick our gem in there and start wearing that one. That's going to help us out quite a bit, I think. No, I think oh. Uh-huh. Okay, so I'm just an idiot. Apparently I could have been using this spell all along. I picked up some iron gauntlets earlier that had a blue slot in it. Didn't even notice, didn't even pay attention to it. Oh boy. Alright, we got that sorted. Oh, my next group of victims. Unlimited power! Sorry, Sith side's coming out again. I'm like a quarter Sith on my mother's side. No tax benefits, though. Lovely stroll in a dark, swampy cave. What could possibly go wrong? Oh, these are... Oh, kill the necromancer and his... Okay, yeah. Well, this is what I was telling you about it. If I try to kill his little minions, he's just going to revive them. What is... Resist lightning? Are you fucking kidding me? This is like my nemesis or something? Like, here. Take these guys out anyway. Oh, yeah. See, they're right back up again. This is... I'm just going to have to beat the shit out of this guy and deal with them afterwards. Thankfully... I don't think he has any melee attacks. Oh, okay, he does have melee attacks of his own. He just sucks at them. Gotta get these guys out of my way, though, so I can kill him before he starts healing himself back up again. He gets like an energy shield if you leave him alone for too long. Almost. And he's done. Alright.
My mana is spent.
Do some cleanup here and move on to the next swampy freaking cave. Ah. Smells like home. Yes, I'm getting used to this cave diving. Oh, we got a waypoint here. Might as well step on that and open it up so I can get back here if I need to. Yeah, these are the little pricks I was talking about. See, they start off as these cave crustaceans, and then they turn into these little spitting bastards like the ones back on the beaches were. They can be kind of annoying, mostly because you have to retarget them after they change. You can't just... you know, hold down the mouse button on them like you can when they're still alive. Yeah, they like turn into a completely different monster. You guys look like you conduct electricity. Yeah, you do. That's fucking amazing, actually. That was really effective on those little squid-like things, so that's good news. There's a lot of those in this cave, so a pretty good strategy for trying to level yourself up, actually, is to get a whole ton of enemies chasing you. You just kite a bunch of them all through a dungeon or an area that you're in, and just wait till they're all together, hit them with an AoE until they all die, and yeah, before you know it, you'll go up a couple levels. See? There we go. Alright, so now level 7. I got another one to spend, but ooh, plate vest. It's unidentified. I got a few scrolls of wisdom. Let's take care of this point. Mana and life regeneration. Maybe. Maybe not. I'm thinking strength will help me out more for now. Should boost my melee damage and help make sure I can equip any of the newer weapons and armors I end up finding. Like, some of them will have fairly high strength requirements, and unless you've put a few skill points into those little things on your skill tree, you'll find something really nice and you just won't be able to use it. So let's see if I can get through this cave real quick, because we're moving right along with the first little act of the storyline, and I kind of want to show you the next area. And here we are, the ledge. If you read many newbie tip guides for this game, one of the first things they're going to tell you to try to level your character up is get through everything as quickly as you can and get to the ledge. And you're basically going to want to do what I was doing before in that cave and kite everything like you're seeing here until you have a pretty good following. The skeletons are kind of slow, but there's plenty of those weird frickin' ravenous gulls, I think they're like mutated birds there. Plenty of those, plenty of cannibals. Get them all together, and in my case I'm gonna zap them all here. Any AoE attack really will work. Something with better range would be better, that way you can get some of the archers in the back and some of the guys who stay back throwing stones at you, but as you can see, you level up pretty quickly. Just keep an eye on your mana pool and for things walking up behind you, because your mana will get drained pretty fast, and you could find yourself getting stabbed in the back pretty frequently when you're facing a bunch of enemies and spraying AoE at them. Well, that's it for me. This is NorthRanger, and this has been my look at Path of Exile, the free-to-play action RPG. Very reminiscent of Diablo. If you have any interest in the genre at all, you need to play this. You should already have downloaded it like I told you to. Give it a shot, it's free. All the microtransactions are purely cosmetic. And yeah, it's a wonderful, wonderful game. Perfect example of a free-to-play genre done right. No complaints with it whatsoever. So, until next time, I'll see you in the field.